come back up out of Mount Warren Mang, that little Warren Mang, something like that anyway, that trig point where the rough little hill was, and turned right to continue on Turpin, which goes back down the end of the hill, as you can see here, and all of a sudden where we've got to, it's downhill from here. So I'm just going to remind everyone, low range first, drops off a bit steep, not too bad, bit rough, just keep it nice and slow, keep it safe. Just a bit of a reminder for everyone, you know. Oh, air going out of my tyre, that's what I'm talking about. When that happens, you know it's a bit rough. Does that, you know, it just pushes up near the bead or something. All the weight's on the front, tyres are down to 18. And yeah, the 4-speed auto, there's not much going on with engine braking at all. So yeah, it's a lot of on the brakes. It's not, honestly, it's not the safest four-wheel driving when you haven't got a awesome low-range diesel manual. So a lot of people aren't going to like that. I haven't got any diesel manuals anymore, but it's still fact of the matter. It's not about what I've got, just about what it is, fact of the matter. But this one, I can't really remember this track. It's sort of coming back to me that every time I go up or down it, I kind of go, oh right, this track, yeah, that's good, I've got to remember that. But I'm just looking at it, it's getting rough, it's really getting rough. So I don't know, good old Turpin, eh? We'll have to see what happens, because it's looking, where I am is pretty rough. Pick your line a bit, you know, just sort of take notice maybe where I am. I don't know if I'm making mistakes, but consider it. Yeah, a few deeper ruts and that to dodge, but remember, try and keep your vehicle level and your wheels on the ground, and remembering that in the ruts is one of your safest places, a bit like tram tracks locking you in. A bit of driving lessons for you and everyone else and me. And you've got to also consider some tracks seatbelt on or seatbelt off sort of thing. And because a lot of low range, I need to maneuver around and see where the track is. So often seatbelt off is the safest option, as dumb as that sounds. But for this one right here now, I've decided seatbelt on. And I'm going along the side, the track's quite angled. And there's a few different lines to pick out. And you're just really getting sideways on it, to be honest. It's crazy. Like, I can see where people go along the left side, but then your right's going to come down into this where my left's going to be, because I'd rather be where I am now. I'm going into a big hole, but it's not that big, but it keeps the vehicle level, which means you got a bit more braking. We're relying on brakes here, remember, so you know it's not engine compression, and you need to have your wheels on the ground for your brakes to work. So that's where nice and slow. That's quite a rough track. That'd be fun to go up Turpin. Keep that one in mind. We did the other little bit of it, but quite a fun track so far. I might be flattening out down here already, so it might be just a pinch, a few hundred metres, but certainly a great track from what I've seen so far. And I'm not really remembering it. Just taking a look back to see what's going on up here. See what I mean? So he's gone left side for the smooth side, and see how much angle that cart vehicle's getting up. Turn that way, too much angle. So maybe I need to just say that on the UHF as well, what I was thinking. You see, you got a big hill, you got the angle, you got the big heavy back of a Prado, and I just ran up the hill like I'm parked down there, so. Right, but hopefully Phil takes the lower line. Phil is taking the lower line. That's it. You're doing a bit of scraping, but that's what the bash plates are for. And the car's pointing straight down the hill level. Got to keep it slow though. You see wheels popping in the air. It's like I said, in my car, looking at the windscreen, you're not seeing much. The only thing you can do is slower. Right, more rough stuff. Smoothed out for a little bit. And it's very steep, it's loose. There's a lot of washouts. And you know there'd be a lot more action if I got out with a camera. But, mate, here to have a good day, not just be a cameraman. And we're just talking about picking the right lines and trying to keep the vehicle level. So what I'm going to do here, we've got quite a big washout, so let me talk to him. So this one I can see quite a big washout that I wanted to avoid on the right, so I'm keeping the vehicle level, coming right over to the left, and then we'll drop into it, turning back to the right sort of thing. Keeping the wheels on the ground kind of thing. Always very slowly, the slower the better. You do, I suppose, got to be ready to drop the brake at any time if you feel that, you know, tipping too much because you've gone into a hole. The last thing you want to do is hit the brake more and give it more momentum. Sometimes that's where you got to drop it momentarily and move on from that hole so that it's not keeping that momentum in the way you don't want it. Right, straight down the middle. Just keep it all the wheels on the ground, nice and slow. I was just saying, we were talking on the radio, I suppose it is definitely an artwork, because you've got these tracks and there's probably 10 different ways I could drive down this section of track, and you've got to pick which one suits you, your experience, your vehicle, your brakes condition, tyres condition, tyre pressures, whether you've got bloody lockers I suppose or not, and all sorts of considerations where each vehicle's different, and people with more driving experience have experienced many different things that I suppose lead you to know that what seems obvious isn't always the right way to do it. So, and obviously first thing you want to do when you're out having a good day, having some fun on the tracks, is keep it safe. We've never, well, I can't say we've never had anyone roll their car. We've had 2 people roll their cars, and that was both over 10 years ago. They were both Toyota 4Runners, and they were both, one was a young bloke, he was being silly, driving way too fast on a dirt road. He rolled it with his missus in the car, and just heading out after a day, just being silly, going fast, too fast, you know. So don't think you know it all when you don't know it all. And yeah, another bloke, we were driving out from an afternoon drive in Wombat. Probably told this story before in other videos, so you can go and check those and see if it's all true, because you can only remember the right story if it's true, right? You make stuff up, you're going to get it wrong sooner or later. Anyway, apparently we were travelling too slow, so a couple of people in the convoy, they were slowing right down and speeding up and slowing up, and then anyway, one of them sped up, and he was having a bit of fun around the bend and came around the corner to find his mate stop, because he was doing the stop, let the other cars get away before he got going again. So he, at speed, hit the brakes, slid sideways off the side of the hill and rolled the car as well. Luckily both times no one had serious injuries, so point is we want to keep it safe. Right, so we're heading up the bottom of Sardine track from the bottom of Turpin area. There's also Farnsworth on the right, we'll save that for another time. Sardine, and this is a part of Sardine I don't think we did in last week's videos, so let's see what we can find. Just a nice day, bloody beautiful. This is the little rough bit of Sardine. We've been up here before when it was slightly wet. That made a bit of a challenge for a few people. It's just this patch just past the tree. So yeah, I'll probably put the locker on because there is a bit of a hole there, but then I reckon I can navigate it without the locker on. So I'm going to give it a go. And if it doesn't work, we'll roll it back and give it another go. Although I should just put it on because I'd rather not do that. See what I mean? that's what we'll do. The locker's on now. It's just the fact of the matter of climbing up. Once we're up, turn that locker off again. And you just got to probably stay to the right. It's just this little pinch here. Give me a second, I'll park it and come out with the camera. But yeah, you just got to pick your line a bit of a step up on some rock that gives a bit of wheel spin and stuff like that. Not too bad though, is it? You know, bit of fun. It is a bit of a steep pinch, so you got this little rough bit here. That's not bad. And it's easy not to notice it when you go down, because we drove down this last week and I recognised it as that track that we've been up a couple of times. Oh yeah, give us a little bit of grief. Well, it was a bit damp though, so we had traction problems as well. So over there you could go, but see here, it's more level. Biggest problem I see on the tracks is what we've been talking about. People trying to dodge holes and rough sections and really putting the vehicle up on some big angles. So you just really want to think twice about where you're going to place your tyres. Vehicle roll factor. Pretty good line. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Mate, that's how it's done. Mate, I don't know if you just got lucky, but that was bloody perfectly, I'm not even perfectly driven, mate, 100%. Go near the tree on the right's your best bet, because it's level of ground. What we're talking about before, no point getting the angles up, and there's a few rougher holes on the left, so stick near the tree and you're good to go. Gentle on the turns, yeah, just a little bit. Because your CVs angle up a lot when you turn, so you want to keep your turns to a minimum. Straighten up now, because you're going too far that way, that's it. Don't hit the tree. It has got the rear allo KKA, and it's got traction control, and it's about to have the locker out of the front of my 120 that's retiring soon, that we're setting up for the CSR trip. Stay tuned on both channels if you don't want to miss the action of the vehicle setup, reliability, trip preparation, and yep, that's good, not bad. A little bit high on the left side, but that's not bad, yeah. Not a bad line. Likes going up the hill though on that smooth stuff to unlevel the ground. No point going up this embankment, you know. That's it, just like that. Near the tree, but don't hit the tree. Beautiful. That's how that's done. Now this is the front and rear locked, mate, straight up the guts, I reckon. When the wheel spins, you put the front one on. See how he goes. I think I came up more to the right. So it's a bit to the left, but not bad. It just does the job anyway. Mate, this Hilux just eats it up. Is that just the rear locker?
Yeah.
And you don't even have to go near the tree if you don't want. But you can see a lot of people have got the same idea with the tree, and you may have seen this tree in other videos where we nearly nicked it in the wet because it was a bit slippery here. It was not wet, it was just a little bit wet, because I don't recommend it in the wet. Anyway, I reckon that's enough video for a second video. Bit of a safety video. Look what nearly happened in the Pyrenees, I might call it, because although it didn't happen, things get too close sometimes, and I don't like it. Catch you in the third video from this weekend if you subscribe with a bell on. See you then.